On Sunday, the San Francisco 49ers absolutely crushed the New York Football Giants. But here, midway through the second quarter, the game was still tied at 6 apiece. So we're going to start off with the drive that really broke the game open for the San Francisco 49ers. Here on this play, Kendrick Bourne is going to run a post, at least at first. Once the defender commits to that route, Bourne will then cut to the outside, and Nick Mullins will hit him with a pass. Now, the reason I wanted to show you this play was because before the game, there had been some questions about whether Nick Mullins could throw a ball outside the numbers. But in the offseason, he's been working on his arm strength. That was evident last week, and it was evident this week too. In fact, after the game, Shanahan said that Mullins can make all the throws we need him to make. Here you see he throws that ball away from the defender, and that's a theme we would see throughout this game. Good quarterback play by Nick Mullins. Now this is later on in the same drive, and you can see that the 49ers are faced with a daunting 3rd down and 22. Unfortunately for the Giants commit a colossal mistake here by an illegal contact penalty, which gives the 49ers an automatic 1st down. It's a 5-yard penalty that comes with an automatic 1st down. Did you see it? Let's go back and take another look. Okay, we're going to be watching Trent Taylor here. Now, once Taylor is 5 yards past the line of scrimmage, you can't bump him. But the rookie for the Giants, Holmes, is going to give him just a little bit of a bump anyway. Unfortunately for him, this is a point of emphasis with the officials this year, and they throw the flag. Now, I agree that that wasn't much, but it is consistent with the call the officials made against the 49ers in the 3rd quarter. Watch Jason Verrett do something similar here. The flag comes out, and it's an automatic 1st down for the Giants. Okay, let's get back to that drive in the 2nd quarter. Here, the 49ers are facing a 2nd down and 11. Now, what follows is about to be one of the most exotic defensive play designs I've ever seen. Very creative, but you be the judge of how effective it was. Just after the snap, we see that the Giants are rushing only 2 defenders, and they're dropping 9 back into a zone. Now, eagle-eye viewers will notice there is a little bit of a hole in this zone, but we'll get back to that in just a moment. For now, I want you to watch these 2 defenders, because they're actually faking like they're in coverage, and then they're going to come on a delayed blitz. The purpose of this is just to try to confuse the young quarterback, Nick Mullins. But it doesn't work. Ross Dwelley simply runs to the hole in the zone, and Nick Mullins sees him the whole way. Easy read for Mullins, and that is a 20-yard gain on the play. Now, one thing about the Giants is they have an excellent run defense, and Sunday was no exception. But here, they hesitate just a little bit, and I'm going to show you what I mean. Okay, the Niners are getting ready to hand the ball off to Jerick McKinnon. Kyle Juszczyk will pick off the outside linebacker. But notice the other 2 linebackers are hesitating on the play. I think this is because the 49ers do so much play action, they don't want to get burned. But when you hesitate, you become a spectator. And now, Jerick McKinnon has a lane. Now, one other thing I want to point out on this play is the excellent downfield blocking of Kendrick Bourne. The linebackers can't get to the play, and Bourne prevents his man from coming up to make the tackle, so the safety will have to come down from his position to make the play on McKinnon, but not before McKinnon gets a 1st down. Now, in the offseason, the 49ers said goodbye to longtime friend and left tackle Joe Staley. So they made a big-time trade to get Trent Williams from Washington. And there he is, number 71. Now we're going to watch Williams block 2 defenders on this play. Outstanding. Now, this is a good run defense, but here, the 49ers have a plan. Ross Dwelley will fire off and pick off the outside linebacker. Laken Tomlinson will pull and pick up the end. And Trent Williams is going to crash down to the inside. But the Niners still have to account for Leonard Williams. Well, Kyle Juszczyk will pick him up, and McKinnon will just follow in behind him. Well, the best laid plans of mice and men often go astray. Here we see Dwelley is in no position to pick off the linebacker, so Kyle Juszczyk will have to pick him up instead. And you may wonder, what prevents Williams then from making the play? That will become clear when we take a look from the other angle. One more thing. Notice again the middle linebacker hesitating just a little bit on this play. And that it's like he hesitates just a beat, and that's enough for McKinnon to win the race to the pylon. Touchdown San Francisco. Let's go back to the snap. We're going to take a look at why Williams wasn't able to make the play, and the reason is very simple. When Trent Williams crashes down to the inside, Leonard goes with him. In fact, it looks like Dwelley was anticipating on having to block Williams, and then just decided to fire off to the second level himself after Williams took himself out of the play. Either way, everything that happened was well within the line of vision for Kyle Juszczyk, who was right to meet the linebacker in the hole. That's some good hard running from McKinnon and the 49ers. Excellent long drive for San Francisco, who finally gets a touchdown on the board. But as you can see there's still 1:03 left on the clock, so the Giants are going to try to get some points before halftime. And here we see the play that Fred Warner was talking about after the game. For whatever reason, the 49ers knew what this play was going to be. It probably had something to do with the personnel and formation the Giants used in the game situation. But Warner knows that this receiver is going to cut to the inside, so he can afford to sit on the route. And look at his eyes. He's looking right at the quarterback, Daniel Jones. Warner is all over this. And he makes the interception. Big turnover by the Giants, and hugely in favor of the 49ers. Now the pass protection is pretty good here, but for some reason Jones throws this ball behind the receiver. So Fred Warner has to come back to it a little bit. And it's actually kind of a fortunate break for the Giants, because if this ball is right on target, I think Fred Warner's taking this thing to the house. Now, I said this turnover was hugely important. Why? Well, let's look at the game situation. We can see that only 8 seconds have come off the clock, and the 49ers have excellent field position at their own 32-yard line. And this, without question, is my favorite throw of the game for Nick Mullins. We see McKinnon cutting to the corner here. But the defender recognizes this too and is sprinting to make a play. If Mullins leads the receiver here, I don't know if the defender's going to be able to pick this ball off, but he'll definitely be able to make a play on the ball. In worst case scenario, he's able to blow McKinnon up. So Mullins throws the ball away from the defender, and McKinnon makes a terrific adjustment, and what a catch by Jerick McKinnon, coming up huge in the closing minute of the half. Now, what's equally impressive to me is I believe this was Nick Mullins' fourth read on this play. He starts out looking to his right, doesn't see what he likes. So he resets his feet and moves on to his next receiver. He's covered. Resets his feet again, moves on to his third receiver. He's covered too. So finally he turns all the way around to look at McKinnon on the other side of the field, and he sees that he's open, but he doesn't rush his throw. Notice his feet aren't set. He takes his time, resets his feet, and then throws a beautiful ball down to McKinnon at the goal line. Nick Mullins is playing big-time professional football in the National Football League, and it pays off for the 49ers as they tack on a field goal right before the half, going up 16-9. All right, we're midway through the third quarter here. The 49ers execute a beautiful run-pass option here. Gosh, that was real pretty. Let's go back and take a look at that and see what the heck a run-pass option is. At the snap, Mullins will prepare to hand the ball immediately to Jerick McKinnon. If the linebacker hangs back, expecting a play-action pass, Mullins will simply complete the handoff and McKinnon can run the ball. But if the linebacker steps forward, like he does on this play, Brandon Ayuk will take the space that the defense left behind. And I think all 49er fans right now are thinking about the fact that with Brandon Ayuk and Deebo Samuel on the 49ers roster, this play is going to be real hard to defend. Hits him right in the numbers, and you can see what a dangerous play this is, because if the safety for the Giants is out of position even by a little bit, Brandon Ayuk might be streaking to the end zone. Now after that play, Jerick McKinnon had a carry that gained 5 yards. And let's talk about the last 5 plays that Jerick McKinnon's had. Before the half, he had an 11-yard rush, a 10-yard rush that resulted in a touchdown, a 26-yard reception, and an 8-yard reception. And then just there, he had another 5-yard rush. The Giants know that they can't afford to let Jerick McKinnon get going, or the Niners will just steamroll all over him. So here, they decide to make a big change to their personnel for this play. The first thing they do is take a corner out of the game. Safety Logan Ryan will instead come up and play corner on this play. And Logan Ryan was a corner for most of his career, so this is very natural for him. This could be a good move for the Giants. Next we see they still have their 2 defensive tackles and their nose tackle in the game. Well, when they took the corner out, they put in an extra linebacker. So now you've got 4 linebackers on the play. They want to stop the run. And this leaves only 1 safety left on the field. So the 49er receivers will be one-on-one. What do the 49ers do about this? Well, they say no problem. If you're going to send all these guys to try to stop the run and guard our receivers one-on-one, we're just going to have Brandon Ayuk go deep. And since the safety is too far away from the play, the corner knows he's got to give Ayuk a lot of space so that he doesn't get beat deep on the play. And it's an easy pass from Mullins to Ayuk, who gains big yardage. From this angle, we get a real good look at all those linebackers reacting to the run fake. Now, before we move on to this next play, we're going to take a look at a play the 49ers ran in the NFC Championship game. Here, Kyle Juszczyk fakes like he's going to be blocking for the running back on the play. But instead, he turns around completely the other way. And this so completely fools the linebacker, Blake Martinez, that he runs to the top of the S in the San Francisco logo there. Now, the reason San Francisco did this is so that they could get the defense moving in one direction and then hand the ball off to Deebo Samuel with Kyle Juszczyk out front blocking for him on the reverse. It was a huge play in that game and set the 49ers up for the blowout. All right, let's come back to this game. Now, the Niners put a man in motion here, and I got to ask you, does this formation look familiar? Sure looks the same to me, but with the magic of technology, we can actually look at both of them at the same time. We see that the Niners are in the exact same formation. Now, what do you think it is they're going to do here? If you guess that Kyle Juszczyk is going to turn completely around and that they're going to hand the ball off to Brandon Ayuk on a reverse, I'd say that's a pretty good guess. Now, Martinez plays for the Giants now, and watch him on this play as he does the exact same thing. There's no linebacker in position to make the play, and Ayuk takes the ball all the way into the end zone for a touchdown. Wow. This play was so hugely effective, it fooled the same linebacker on the same play twice. Kyle Shanahan, ladies and gentlemen. After the play, you see the Giants all kind of standing around, wondering what it is that just happened to them. Now, over the weekend, I put out a little bonus video of some different fourth down situations and talked about when it is a good and not a good idea for teams to go for it. I'll put a link in the description below. One of the things we talked about is when you have a lead, you have a little bit more of a luxury to go for it on fourth down. And when you're trailing in a tight game, maybe you have to be a little bit more careful, right? Well, in this situation, the Giants are down so many points. They're down 2 touchdowns. They felt like they really had to get this one. They have to get something going on offense, period. And their defense has not been able to stop the 49ers, who have yet to punt in this game. So they decide they're going for it here. But there's one thing that I don't know if they really thought about. Look at the field position. The ball's on the 30-yard line. If they don't get this, San Francisco is automatically already in field goal position. This is extremely risky, and I think they should have punted here. You don't give the ball back to your opponent on their own 30. This isn't a game of Madden. They run the quarterback sneak, and the play is stopped initially, but check out the awareness of Azeez Al-Shiar on this play, because Daniel Jones makes a second effort, and Al-Shiar is right there to stuff him, and the Giants turn the ball over on downs. On the next play, we see that the quarter has changed, so we're in the fourth quarter now, and being up 2 touchdowns in the fourth quarter at the 30-yard line, it's time to go for the kill. And here, San Francisco runs a play that we saw them run so effectively the last few years. They fake a handoff to McKinnon, and the entire offensive line flows in that direction. And virtually the entire defense for the New York Giants falls for the fake. And meanwhile, Brandon Ayuk is just running to the other side of the field wide open. And remember, that corner at the bottom isn't really there, because here Kendrick Bourne is taking him deep. There's a man in Mullins' face, and he throws off his back foot and kind of floats this ball up just a little bit, but it's a very accurate pass to Ayuk, who gets the first down. Good stuff. The start of this next play looks like a disaster for the 49ers. Right away, we see that all the defensive linemen have beaten their blocks. But this was the plan all along. It's a screen pass to a wide-open Jeff Wilson Jr., who has blockers out in front of him. Now you may be wondering, is Mike McGlinchey an ineligible man downfield here? Well, he is past the line of scrimmage, and he's past that yard of leeway that NFL officials typically give folks. But he's engaged in a block while the ball is in the air, and that makes him legal. The Giants have no answers defensively or offensively, and the 49ers get the ball back again, leading 29-9. Here we see rookie tight end Charlie Warner go in motion, and Logan Ryan goes with him. At the snap, Warner actually pulls to the other side of the formation, and Logan continues to follow him. And here we really see Logan Ryan's experience as an NFL player, because he realizes immediately that Warner is not running a pass pattern. He's in the block, and he knows that he can rush the quarterback. But Mullins takes the hit and delivers a nice ball to Kendrick Bourne, who fights off a tackle and gains a bunch of yardage on the play. Wow. Let's go back to the snap. Now Kendrick Bourne's route actually takes him to the inside, but the corner is all over this route. And at the same time, Bourne sees that his quarterback is in trouble. so he immediately makes a move to the outside. This is great chemistry between the two of them. Two plays later, the 49ers are faced with a 3rd and 8. This is a big play for the Giants if they want to have any hope of getting back into this game whatsoever. And here you can see that the Giants defenders are set up to guard the first down line. The 49er receivers will have to run by them. Now it looks like Brandon Ayuk has run to a nice big wide open hole. But check out the linebacker. He's reading Nick Mullins, and he's setting himself up for a big, juicy interception. So Mullins again throws the ball away from the defender, forcing Ayuk to make an adjustment, but it's a great throw and catch on the play. Check out Mullins just reading the defense, and look at that ball placement. Absolutely perfect. And ladies and gentlemen, Brandon Ayuk is as advertised. At the start of this next play, we see a defender bumping Jeff Wilson Jr. This is legal because it's within 5 yards of the line of scrimmage, and New York seems to have this play defended well. But this is all just another trick. He's actually going to come on a delayed blitz. It's just another attempt to try to fool Nick Mullins. But that leaves Jeff Wilson Jr. one-on-one, and he absolutely burns the defender by first giving him a move to the outside, and when the defender bites on the fake, cuts inside for a wide open pass. The blitz simply takes way too long to get any pressure on Mullins, and Mullins is just picking this defense apart. The 49ers would punch it in on the next play, and the route is on. They go up by the score of 36-9. All right, time for the last gasp for the Giants here. Now Jones throws a nice ball way down the field, but watch this guy get crunched between Dante Johnson and Marcel Harris here. Fumble, Tarvarius Moore picks it up, and that's your ball game, ladies and gentlemen. Now, of course, we don't have time to look at every single play in this game, but I would be remiss if I didn't show you this kneel down by Nick Mullins. Because watch Trent Taylor here. Although Richie James is out on injury, Taylor honors him with the backflip. That's awesome. Love the chemistry on this team. Niners looking really good 3 weeks in. Now, Nick Mullins had such a great performance in this game, it does kind of beg the question, is there a quarterback controversy in San Francisco? Kyle Shanahan put a lot of cold water on that. He said, under no scenario does that possibly exist. So, where do the 49ers go from here? Well, Nick Mullins is going to be a free agent after this season. So, the writing is on the wall. He's probably going to be traded sometime in the next few weeks before the trade deadline. Now, it looks like he's set to start on a big Sunday night football game against the Eagles this Sunday. So, if I were a 49er fan, and I am, I would tell you, enjoy it. Enjoy the game, because this might be the last time we see Nick Mullins in action on our side of the field. I want to thank all my new subscribers. I want to thank all my subscribers, actually. You guys are absolutely terrific. Feel free to comment. I try to read every comment. It takes a lot of time to make a video like this. If you could just take 10 seconds to like and subscribe, I would really appreciate that. All right, it's going to be Niners-Eagles on Sunday Night Football. I can't wait, and I will see you guys after that game.